Okay, we've got game four. Oh, I should turn that back down. All right, we got game four. We've got two weapons. So we've got two things to pump our creatures and a bunch of sigils in hand. I think we're going to redraw. Please be kind to us, redraw. Oh my gosh. Well, we've got our mana fixer at least. We're on the play, so if we can draw that third one, it'll be sweet. If we can draw a time sigil next turn, that will be perfect. Yeah, we really want. Oh my gosh, terrible. Okay, so got a 2/1 Warcry. I'd like to kill this fast if we can. Of course, we didn't have the right mana for a Minotaur Grunt, but it's okay. We will draw land here. It'll be great. They've got a Minotaur too, so they've got a couple Warcries that we need to block. Okay, so we can get a 2-drop. Probably don't want this, or we can have a 3-drop. I think this lets you draw the sigil of your choice. It is a little bit painful because this Minotaur blocks their 2/1 so well to have to play this thing. I guess we'll just play the Minotaur. Yeah, that's fine. This lets us keep mana up for our finest hour also. And this is just a much better blocker for their 2/1 because it doesn't trade, and our 2/1 doesn't trade with their 1/3 either. So they should just send in their Minotaur. Yep, they're getting the Warcry. We'll go ahead and block. If they have a combat trick, I guess we've got a combat trick too. Okay. And a Paladin. Alright. We've also got a Paladin. We are going to not get our Paladin this turn. I think we're still playing our 2/1. That way we can have a mana for Finest Hour, and it'll get us closer to playing these big cards. We really want to hit our drops every turn. We'll take another Justice Sigil, and we'll play it. And it's so bad to not get the Warcry, but we can't really attack, so we'll just pass. We need the 1/3 to block, but hopefully they won't be sending. Hopefully they'll just be attacking with their 3/3 here. They might not even do that because we can double block the 3/3. So they'll probably either send in the 3/3 or send in everything, or maybe nothing. Oh, they get to pump one of their guys. So that 3/3 is going to become a 5/3 and have life steal, which is pretty good. We have the option of either double blocking their 1/3 or double blocking the 5/3. I guess we could single block the 5/3 in Finest Hour. If we Finest Hour our Minotaur, then it can survive that combat, kill their guy. We are going to save the trick. We're just going to double block here. We don't really care about taking 5 as much as we do limiting the future pump they can get. I think that sort of gave away that we had this too. But this would be okay. It would be really, really great to have drawn lands at some point. But we've also got a Paladin, so we'll just play that and pass. We have some good blockers for their stuff right now. We are probably playing a Finest Hour this turn. Do we just trade? I don't think we trade. This is going to give us the potential to get blown out, but we'll see. Okay, we did not get blown out. They still might finish it off with some burn. But we both gained a bunch of life there. And it looks like no burn. Okay, sweet. And we got a sigil. Here we have the option of either getting our 5-drop out. We don't have any attacks into their 3/4, but we do have a double block for it. We can either play our sigil and get the dinosaur going, or we can get this Pathfinder going. That would actually be pretty sweet. Or we can start pumping this thing, and I think we want to start getting the pump on this as soon as we can. So we'll do that. Get our flyer going too. We don't have any attacks, but the more turns we can keep this thing at, the better it'll be. So we may as well get the +1/+1 on it now instead of having to wait for it. Next turn, I think we'll be playing the thing that gives our card Echo. Oh, that's frightening. 8/6 quick draw. Jeez. We need a removal card for this, and I don't think we really have it. And the other units all get, they don't get quick draw, but they do get +2 attack. This guy is not coming in, weirdly. Oh, it's because we can kill it. So we'll probably put a 1 toughness card in front of each of these. As sad as that is, I guess we don't care that much about taking 4 from this guy. But I don't want to make a habit of taking 4 damage when this thing can start. This thing is a 3-turn clock, so we probably shouldn't be taking too much damage. Yeah, we'll block that. That's fine. It may have actually been better to use our paladin on that, but oh, this could be good. We need to get up to 9 toughness to dodge this thing. Because the first 8 toughness we have, this thing's just going to kill. So we're going to, that's basically 8 that's unblockable for us. We'll play this one and pass. This is not looking too good, but we can still draw out of it. And if we give this dinosaur killer, if we draw that removal card, we can take out his 8/6 without worrying about the quick draw. The opponent may be concerned about our attack back, but I don't really know why they would be. So we have no blocks here. Hitting us for 8. Ow. Oh, it's painful. And they got a war cry on this thing, so not too good for us. We, of course, got this stupid 2/3 that we drew a couple copies of. Got a lot of 3/3s that cannot attack. We can play dinosaur, and we can make this dinosaur go up to a 6/8 next turn, which would still just get killed by his 8/6. I think we want to have a variety of small things, because if we block this with a bunch of 3 toughness creatures, he can only kill 2 of them. This makes a +3. So we could play a 3 and a 2, so we'll do that. And Combre Healer, how much does it matter which one of these we pump? I don't think it does. So it feels like we should probably pump up our worst one, which is either the 2/3 or the 3/3. I think we will pump the 2/3. And we still have no attacks. And we actually still have no... No, we can block his 8/6. We could block it with everything. So he'll kill these 2, and then... Or he could kill these 2, but that's not very good. But then we'll deal 7 to it. I think we have to do this, as sad as it is. He should kill our guy that can grow and our guy that can get lifelink, or a life steal. We're going to take 6 here. And if the opponent has a trick, I think we're just done for. But since they did not send in their 5/4, that seems unlikely. So yeah, he kills the 2 best creatures, but we can kill his thing in return. Oh, no, we can't. Oops. Okay, that was just a mistake. Oops. I did not plan that out well, so I probably threw away the game right there. We needed to put the +3 on our other card. I thought that was a 2/3 naturally, and not a 2/2. I think we're just done. So that was pretty much just a mistake. It's important to know how big your creatures are. And I unfortunately was not aware of that. We'll go ahead and try again. One thing that is nice about this is you can modify your deck in between rounds. So we can keep the same pool. And if we decide we actually did need those 2/3s with endurance, we could bring them in if we were to want to. I don't think we want to do that here. We do have a good 2-drop, and we've got some pumps, so this is a sweet hand. This is pretty nice. And we're on the play, so this will make our war cries a little better, because we will get to hit before the opponent can. That's nice too. We can send that in safely. We can't attack with it yet. Next turn, if we draw a land, we're probably giving our Minotaur +3/+3. Oh, yes. We did not draw lands, so I guess we're just giving our Minotaur +2/+2. We could also give it flying, but that doesn't use our mana quite so well. Yeah, I think we want the Warcry. Well, maybe not. The opponent's Warcries might be better than ours. We can either both get a Warcry or we can both not. We'll do it because we can get the extra damage in. It may have been better to... No, it wouldn't have been better to put it on the Wisp. The reason for that being keeping our 1/3 to block their 1/3 would be... We wouldn't take the damage, but they would still get the Warcry. Ooh, that's a big one. Alright, 4/6, huh? That's a lot of damage for us to take. There's a land. Sweet. We are not going to be able to kill that 4/6 with our current board. So we can either play Orc Sentry or we can put +3/+3 on one of our things. We could just get really aggressive and make this 6 power and send it in. No, it's better to make a play here. So we could just race them. We'll race our 4 damage against their 4 damage. We have a blocker that we can use on their 4/6, and we probably will. And this way we can load up our 1/5 with abilities, so we can give it it already has endurance. We can give it pump and flying if it survives this turn. We also did not take the damage there because we had a 5 toughness blocker, so it looks like we are currently winning the race. It's a big flyer. 4/4 flying Warcry 2. That is pretty impressive. This will make this guy into a 4 power, a 4/7, 4/7 flying, which is awfully good against this one. And we can make this a flyer also. So we'll make both of these into 4 power flyers, and we'll send those. This will give us 2 Warcry triggers as well. The opponent's going to have 3 Warcries on their turn if they choose to attack with both, but unless they have a pump spell, they'll be sacrificing their flyer to do it. Well, so if this gets +3/+3, it just kills our guy. This also doesn't leave them with any blocks, so it doesn't leave them with it leaves them with 1 blocker. I think we're just going to take the 8 here because the opponent is representing a +3/+3 combat trick. It would be good to draw up to our 6th mana, but right now it looks like we are probably going to be finishing the game with the cards that are in our hand. I guess we'll keep loading this thing up. How bad could it get, right? This guy's up to 4/4. That's pretty decent too. That'll give us some life, and it'll put an extra body into play. Okay, we'll do it. We'll send in everybody. The point goes to 1 here. I suppose we could have forced the opponent to block by adding power to our board, but I think they were ready to block anyway. Flying Lifesteal. Goodness. Flying Lifesteal, and it is a 10/10. That is pretty incredible. How are we getting past that? Ouch. We've got some big flyers at least, so I guess we're putting a staff here. We'll make this the chief of staff. So if this attacks, they get to block. They gain 10 and we gain 7. Which is not very good for us. and they don't have very good blocks on other stuff. If we send both of these, they gain 10 if this thing blocks. So I don't think we have attacks there. Unfortunately, the life gain they get is going to offset the damage that we could do with anything that wouldn't get blocked there. But we could build up this board. I guess this is how a green-white mirror match is going to go. The board's just going to get big and doofy. Yeah, it's pretty big. Alright, and that can fight our 4-5 flyer very effectively. But if the 10-10 attacks, we have to block it with both our flyers anyway. It would be really, really good to have had another mana this game. Would be perfectly reasonable to draw another one of those. So if we draw lands or sigils for a few turns, we can... Ooh, it's going to make that 14 power. That should be attacking now because we don't have enough to kill it. We only have 11 power flying, so we are going to go to at least one here. No blocks. Pretty impressive. I did think we had a pretty good shot at this game. They do not have... What did they kill? They just killed our 4/4. So we will need to play this. They've got 11. We've got 7, 11, 3. We still can't attack. I guess we could have sent in our Auric Sentry. Actually, we should have sent in our Auric Sentry because we just wasted the life we would have gained from that. That was me being a little too hasty there. Although this guy isn't lifesteal, but he would have done damage to the opponent because they did not have a good block for it. So that was a mistake. We could have them at 9, but their life total matters fairly little here. And I believe the life gain happens at the same time as the damage. So we are going to gain back 3. We need to do this block. And unfortunately, we're going to have to block this thing. We can do this block, and this can go... If this goes here, we will... That blocks all their biggest. So, yeah, we're still dead here. Oh, well, there's probably something I could have done better there. I'll have to go back and look at that game. So that's kind of stinky poopy. Not a good game for our side. So that puts us at 2 losses, 1 more, and we're out of it. So we need to go 4 and 1. The rest of this we'll do the next game right now. This is a bit disheartening to take 2 of those losses in a row, and especially to take one where you get the opponent down to 1 and manage to lose. But it is important to not worry too much about those things like after they happen. There's nothing we could really do about it. Here we've got some pump spells. Some guys, this is a really good card to pump, I think. We need to draw land. We need to draw a sigil, but we do get to draw an extra card, so we will keep this in. We'll keep it and try to get going early here. That is not the card we wanted to draw. Would have been much better to draw a creature there. We do have a good 3-drop, though. We've got a couple of those. Oh, there's a creature. Okay. This is nice, because now we have a play we can make. We can actually just get our Wisp pumped up. And, yeah, we just need to make the Sigil draw next turn. Alright, we're probably going to be blocking that thing. We could also just remove it. We can do this. We'll get a 2/1 to block it with. Take a Justice Sigil, and we'll send in our 3. If the opponent has something to remove our 2/1, that will be a bit unfortunate because they'll get to draw an extra 3 cards, but then they sacrifice their creature to do it, so They might just take the block here, depending on how good they think their defense will be against what we're doing here. Like if they think they just need to stop damage as soon as possible, they might take the block rather than this thing lets them draw 3 and gain 3 life if it hits us. So they get the life back by doing this, and they get to add to their hand. But maybe removing our card from the board would be just as good. Looks like we are gonna get this thing, which is pretty decent, and we could start flying with our wisp. I suppose we're pretty happy to do that. Sure. Send our creatures in. Opponent's got a lot of cards in hand. It looks like they're in some of the more controlling colors of black and blue. So another Gorgon fanatic. Okay. That is fine. We're gonna want this thing. I suppose we could just give we could play this 3/3 as well. That actually is probably better. That gives us a good blocker for the Gorgon. This lets us keep up the aggression while having a blocker, so we'll do that rather than playing the glaive and then the sigil. And we should get some of our own card advantage now. It'll be a nice one. We are gonna make the trade, so this thing's gonna get +2/+2. If we do not make the trade, they get to draw another 3 cards. That thing only gets +1/+1, so we can give a card killer and take it out. No, we'll do the block. We want this. This is, I think, good because we don't want the opponent to draw. We may use the Predator's Instinct here. Let's see. Warcry is when it attacks, and I believe Killer counts as an attack. So we can actually play the Glaive here. We can play the Sigil to pump our guy up to a 5/5, and now we can give this Killer, and we can attack their thing. So this will still give us the Warcry, and it'll remove their card on the same turn, and it will let us have a 3/3 flying Warcry for later. They may, I guess, they'll have a removal, possibly. It looks like they've got an instant they can do. So, it apparently counts as an attacking enemy still. I guess we established that since it got to Warcry. But that's fine. So we got 2 of their cards, and they got actually 3 of ours. Not the best trade we could get, but we still got some Warcry value from that creature to begin with, and we haven't drawn the Echo card yet, so we'll get 2 copies of the card that got the Warcry bonus. And I think we don't have any cards that we would need to play this now for. So when we do have a draw of a creature, it should be a pretty good one. If a weapon got pumped by the Warcry instead, that'll be a little bit worse for us. But let's see. Each enemy's health becomes 1. Okay, well, I guess that is now a good trade for our 4/1, but we can see. It's not a land we needed to draw there. Oh, this guy got permafrosted. That was my mistake. Well, I think we'll wait in case we draw a weapon. And actually, we should have saved that sigil also because we've got the 2/2 that has Empower. So we can actually just hold on to our sigils in hand if we don't need them. I think we want to get up to 5 sigils in play and then hold them in hand. Hello there, dinosaurs. All right, not too bad. That's a pretty big thing. I'm pretty happy about that. I think that's the biggest creature we've got in the deck, so it's a good one to have drawn. Unblockable. Will that attack, though? I guess it will. Okay. I am fine with that. So we'll trade our dinosaur for this thing. Do this attack. Whack. And we'll start getting some guys. So this actually, we should have saved a sigil, so this thing should be a 4/4 next turn instead of a 3/3. But if we're lucky, we may just draw the sigils we need so that the mistake won't matter. The 3/6 is probably not going to attack anymore. It's actually not. It's only unblockable for one turn, so there's really no reason for it to even try. So we don't really have attacks with our other stuff. All right. We can send this in. The opponent does not have blocks for it. We'll go ahead and keep pumping our awakened student. This is actually big enough now that we could start sending it in because they would have to double block it to kill, so we could trade this for their 3/3. Looks like we will be keeping it back. We've got 9 power now, so they can triple block here. But if they triple block, we are okay with that. This is the first turn that we are actually punished for playing that extra sigil because we could have a 5/5 student instead of a 4/4. So we'll have to keep that in mind for the next game. Looks pretty good. We could give +3 health to this thing, so we can start doing attacks with that. We'll probably keep this one back. So they are forced to block here, and they cannot take damage from both of those. So they need to block 2 of our creatures to stay alive. So it's safe to send this in, sure. We'll see if there's an instant in their hand. If the opponent has a removal spell, that math does change, of course, but we'll just see what happens. It looks like they have to block the 8/7 and a 4/4 right now. Okay, so that'll kill our 8/7, and they will double block our 4/4. That's fine. We'll kill the one that we can, and we get to hit them for 5. So looks like we're gonna be able to pull this one out. Well played. All right. Good game. So that puts us at 2 losses and 4 wins. So we just need to get a 3-0 to finish this thing out.